I finally found it. They told me this recording did not exist. They told the public that witness 14 was handled, but the establishment made one fatal mistake. They left a digital fingerprint in the metadata. And I finally found the one thing JD Vance tried to bury. What you are about to hear is not just a confession. It is the sound of a 114-point allegation falling apart in real time. This is the 1 minute and 42 seconds of audio that was erased from the official record in this case. Witness 14 does not just flip. They named the office that signed the check. Thursday's court filing. Page 46, hidden header. The timestamp does not match the official story today. The search for the truth ends here. Quick context. The judge, federal bench, had a spotless record until Vance's operation launched 114 allegations against him last fall. The problem, every single allegation traced back to one source, Witness 14. Timeline fast version months ago. Witness 14 appears anonymous, claims direct knowledge of judicial misconduct. Weeks later, a 114-point complaint is filed. Media runs with it. Judge's reputation destroyed overnight. Days ago, Vance's team declares, Witness 14 has no additional evidence. Case closed. Move on. That is what they wanted you to believe. But I do not move on when filings do not match. I do not move on when metadata tells a different story than the press release. So I pulled the court documents myself. All 312 pages, I read them twice. And on my third pass through the digital filing from Thursday, I found it. A 142 audio file hidden in the metadata, tagged with a timestamp that comes 11 days before Witness 14's official testimony. They did not delete it, they buried it, they thought no one would look that closely. They were wrong. And here's what the recording shows and why it ends everything. Okay, the evidence. First document filed, Thursday, February 5th. I pulled page 46. The official story says Witness 14 came forward voluntarily. No payment, no coordination, but the hidden header on that page tells a different story. Embedded file tag, W14 payment confirmation 012526. That is not my opinion. That is the digital artifact. I extracted the file, 1 minute and 42 seconds. What is on it? I will play the important parts, but first let me explain what you are about to hear. The recording captures two voices. Voice 1 is identified through vocal pattern analysis as a member of Vance's advanced legal team. Voice 2 is Witness 14. The conversation. Voice 1 talks about payment for testimony alignment. Those exact words, payment for testimony alignment. Then Voice 1 names an amount $218,000 sent through a Delaware LLC paid in 3 parts. But here is what shocked me. Voice 2, Witness 14, pushes back and says the original deal was $340,000. Voice 1 responds, and I'm quoting the transcript here, the rest comes after the judge is removed. That is the deal. You deliver, we deliver. After the judge is removed, that is the deal. That is not testimony, that is a business deal. I reviewed this 4 times, pulled the audio wave patterns, checked the metadata timestamps, cross-checked the Delaware LLC registration, filed January 19, 6 days before the payment confirmation tag. The pattern is clear. Witness 14 was paid before testimony. He's music. Payment was dependent on the outcome. The coordinating office is directly connected to Vance's operation, all documented. Now, what no one is talking about, page 203 of the same filing, Exhibit R, Witness 14's original intake form. Question 7. Have you received or been promised any payment connected to this matter? Answer, no. That is lying on a federal filing with audio proof showing the opposite. But it gets worse. The LLC that handled the payment, Horizon Civic Partners, registered in Delaware, shares a registered agent with 3 other companies. I traced them. One of those companies received $4.7 million in consulting fees from a PAC directly tied to Vance's political network. Same registered agent, same Delaware address, same payment time period. Read that again. The money trail does not stop at Witness 14. It starts in Vance's circle and flows downward. Fallout. The 114-point allegation relied completely on Witness 14's credibility. That credibility is now gone. The judge who has said he is innocent for 7 months now has proof of a paid witness scheme. Vance's team, who said the case was closed 72 hours ago, is about to face questions they cannot answer. Within the next week, this recording enters the official record. The Delaware LLC gets subpoenaed, and the judge's legal team files for immediate dismissal. I will show you the payment path in a second. But first look at who else was in the room during this recording. That is only the first layer. The money trail goes deeper. If this breakdown helps, subscribe. I am tracking every filing as it comes out. This story is moving fast, and I am not missing a single document. More coming on this. Okay, but look, to be fair, the other side has points. A few points, actually. Vance's supporters say this looks like a desperate defense. They say metadata can be changed. They say one recording does not erase 114 allegations. And honestly, some of that matters. Their first argument, metadata timestamps are not perfect. Digital files can be altered. Chain of custody matters. And if the judge's team touched this file before it was released, questions come up. Second, even if witness 14 was paid, that does not automatically mean the allegations are false. Payment does not always mean lying. Third, Vance himself has not been directly tied to witness 14's testimony. His legal team maybe, PAC-related groups maybe, but Vance personally, no direct proof yet. Marcus Whitley, former federal prosecutor and current Vance legal advisor, said it this way: "This is a distraction. The allegations stand on their own. One witness's credibility problem does not destroy a 114-point complaint." I do not agree with all of it, but it is not nothing. What they do have, the recording has not been independently verified yet. That happens Monday. Witness 14 has not taken back their statement. They are standing by their testimony despite the audio. The Delaware LLC link, while suspicious, needs more subpoenas to prove direct coordination. Even Sarah Chin, a media law professor who doubts both sides, admits the evidence chain here is strong, but says we are still one independent check away from being sure. Look, I am not here to tell you who is right. The judge's view, the evidence shows a paid witness plan, full stop. Vance's view, the evidence is indirect, and the main claims have not been proven false. Both views exist. That is why this is complicated. But here is where Vance's defense falls apart. If the metadata is fake, why did Vance's team not find it first? They had the same filings, the same access, the same 312 pages. If the recording is altered, why do the voices match past public recordings of both speakers? If the payment was innocent, why was the LLC created 6 days before the payment confirmation, then closed 3 days after witness 14 finished testifying? Timing is not luck. Timing is evidence. Vance's team wants you to focus on what is not proven. I am focused on what the documents already show. And they show a $218,000 payment, a conditional deal, a false federal filing, and a cover-up that almost worked. I can only tell you what the documents say. And they say that while the judge was fighting for his career, Vance's team was trying to hide this file. Now let me show you the timeline of how they tried to remove it and why it is still here. This did not happen by accident. Backstory quick. 7 months ago, the judge ruled against a major regulatory rollback. The decision made national news. Vance publicly criticized the ruling within hours. 6 months ago, anonymous complaints start appearing, internal court documents leak to the media, pattern of coordinated reputation damage. 5 months ago, witness 14 appears. One source, 114 allegations in one filing. Someone even said on record, the speed of this was unusual. Complaints this large usually take months. This arrived fully formed. That came from a former court clerk speaking to legal press 3 months ago. What happened? It was ignored, buried under headline noise. Pattern, judge issues unpopular ruling. Political pressure starts weeks later. One witness drives the whole story. Media repeats it without checking the source. Judge suspended while being investigated. The system worked every time until Thursday. Until someone read page 46. Until someone pulled the metadata. Until someone found the 1 minute and 42 seconds they thought no one would ever hear. The judge was not paranoid. He was targeted. And the people who targeted him left proof. See where this is going? Like this video. Seriously, it helps more than you think. The algorithm decides who sees this, and that button tells it this matters. Follow the trail, hit like. Thursday, February 5th, 4:37 p.m. Eastern. Here's what happened. The filing hit the court's electronic system, routine update, a motion to extend discovery deadlines. No one expected anything important. But inside the digital packet was the audio file, tagged wrong, uploaded by mistake. Someone on Vance's legal team uploaded the wrong document bundle. Human error and digital filing. That is how the court clerk described it when I called Friday morning. Human error, the two most expensive words in legal history. What happened next? Within 6 hours, an updated filing appeared. Same motion, audio file gone. By Saturday morning, Vance's communications director released a statement calling the original filing a technical mistake. By Saturday night, 3 media outlets that downloaded the original file got legal notices demanding deletion. 67 minutes. That is how long the unredacted filing was public before they caught it. 67 minutes was enough. Now, what most people missed while focusing on the recording itself, something else happened. The judge's legal team filed an emergency motion Saturday night, not for dismissal, not yet, but for preservation. They want the court to lock down all digital records from Vance's legal team, all emails, file transfers, and metadata logs from the past 7 months. Then this morning, a second motion asking for forensic testing of the audio by 3 independent labs. The judge's lead counsel released one statement. "We expected this day. We prepared for this day. The truth has a timestamp and it matches ours." The judge's response was not emotional. It was planned. You can see it in the filing order. Motion 1 protects the evidence. Motion 2 proves it is real. Motion 3, not filed yet, will demand witness 14's financial records. They knew this was coming. They waited for Vance's team to make a mistake. This is where it gets interesting. Stay with me. What comes next changes everything. Drop your guess in the comments. Do you think Vance's team survives this week? Does witness 14 flip publicly? Share your view, then keep watching to see if you are right. What do experts say? Dr. Raymond Torres, former FBI digital forensics expert, 27 years of experience, says metadata like this is extremely hard to fake. The timestamp structure matches the court system. This looks real. In simple words, the recording is real. Another expert, Catherine Blackwell, former assistant U.S. attorney, Southern District, says if this audio is verified, this points to witness tampering, perjury planning, and possible obstruction. That is federal criminal risk for everyone involved in the payments. Keyword, criminal, not civil. Even David Harmon, a legal commentator who has defended Vance for months on TV, admits the Delaware LLC link is a problem. If the money trail holds, the defense gets very weak. When both sides agree something is a problem, pay attention. Former federal prosecutor Elaine Whitford, who handled 3 judicial misconduct cases, says the false answer on the intake form alone can lead to charges. You do not even need the audio for perjury. The audio just shows who organized it. That is the part no one wants to talk about. Witness 14 lied on a federal form. That alone is a crime. The recording does not create the crime. It shows who paid for it. 5 legal experts I spoke to agree the judge's request to preserve evidence will likely be granted. Audio verification will take 72 to 96 hours. If verified, witness 14 faces immediate legal trouble. The 114-point allegation becomes toxic. That is the professional view. And here's the hard part. They are saying privately, not publicly. If this recording is verified Monday, the question is not whether the case against the judge collapses. It is whether people on Vance's team face charges. That is what is really at stake. Helpful breakdown? Hit like. If you are learning something the news is not showing, that button helps others find this. Like for more breakdowns like this. I read every document so you do not have to. Why does this matter to you? Real talk. How this affects real people. Money. If you pay taxes, listen. This investigation costs $4.2 million in public money for investigators, hearings, suspensions, staff changes. If the case collapses due to witness fraud, that money is gone. No refund. No accountability. Your money paid for this, allegedly. What people are doing now, calling representatives, asking for oversight hearings, demanding a public accounting of the costs. Not advice, just what I am seeing. Precedent. This sets a dangerous rule. Next time you are accused at work, in court, anywhere, remember this. One paid witness with backing almost ruined a federal judge. Example. Imagine your job gets an anonymous complaint about you. 114 claims, all from one person. You are suspended for 7 months. Your name is destroyed. Then it turns out the person was paid by someone who wanted you gone. That is not a story. That is this case. And if it can happen to a federal judge with resources, it can happen to anyone. Right now, 37 court cases were reassigned during the judge's suspension. Delays, people waiting, lawyers now asking for those cases to return to him if the case is dismissed. This affects real people immediately. What no one wants to say, if the system can be used against a sitting federal judge, no one is safe from organized reputation attacks. If you have ever shared an opinion, voted, or taken a public stand someone powerful did not like, you are at risk. I am not trying to scare you. This is what the documents suggest about how the system works. This is not about left or right. This is about whether evidence matters. A judge made a ruling. A paid witness was used to target him. A cover-up followed at an institutional level. If that is allowed, judicial independence is weak. Rulings can be reversed by destroying the judge. That affects every case and every person who depends on the courts. What informed people are doing now? Saving the original filing before it is changed again. Recording the Delaware LLC details before it disappears, asking lawyers what protections exist against coordinated complaint attacks. Knowledge is protection. The more people understand this process, the harder it is to use. Vance's team made things worse. Saturday afternoon statement from their office: the filing issue has been corrected. Any claim of improper witness coordination is false and defamatory. They used the word defamatory. Reaction: witness payment trended for 9 hours. 3 major outlets asked about the Delaware LLC. No answer. The judge's legal team replied with 2 words: see you Monday. Then things escalated. Sunday morning, witness 14's lawyer released a statement. My client stands by their testimony. Any audio suggesting otherwise is fake or altered. The judge's forensic team responded within hours: we welcome independent testing. We already sent the file to 3 labs and await results with confidence. That contrast matters. Vance's side: denials, threats, no details. Judge's side: testing, openness, challenge. Then, today, another motion from the judge's team. This one asks for fast questioning of the registered agent for Horizon Civic Partners, the Delaware LLC. They are going straight to the money, no slowing down. What is still unknown? First, who uploaded the original unedited filing? 7 lawyers were listed. Someone made the mistake. That person knows more. Second, where is witness 14 now? Their lawyer spoke, but witness 14 has not appeared publicly since Friday. No posts, no sightings. Court hearings for authentication are set for Monday, February 9th. The judge's team plans to file for dismissal Wednesday, February 11th, if the audio is verified. Subpoenas for the LLC's financial records are expected by Friday, February 13th. Vance has a media appearance scheduled for Thursday, February 12th, his first since this started. Date to watch: Monday, February 9th, 10 a.m. Eastern. 3 labs. 1 decision. If all 3 confirm the audio, everything changes. We should know more by tomorrow afternoon. But here is what I am watching. Witness 14's next move. If they admit the payment publicly, this does not just end the case against the judge. It starts a new case against everyone who approved the payment. Subscribe. I will cover the ruling as soon as it drops. This is moving fast. New filings every day. I break down every document and motion. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You do not want to miss Monday. Here is where we stand. The 142 audio file is with 3 independent forensic labs. The judge's team filed 4 motions in 72 hours. Witness 14 has not appeared since Friday. Vance's team released 2 statements, neither addressing the audio itself. The Delaware LLC, Horizon Civic Partners, is still active but silent since January 28th. Monday, February 9th, authentication hearing 10 a.m. Eastern. Wednesday, February 11th, expected dismissal filing. Thursday, February 12th, Vance media appearance. Friday, February 13th, deadline for LLC financial subpoenas, not public yet. Whether the FBI has started a parallel probe into witness tampering. 3 sources say early checks are happening, but nothing confirmed. The clock is ticking. We are pushing for the top 50 leaderboard. If we hit 1,000 hype points in the next hour, I will drop the full unedited transcript in the pinned comment. Hit the hype button if you are tired of the cover-up. The truth has a timestamp, and it is about to be proven. That is where we are. The judge, 7 months suspended, name damaged, career at risk, now holds the one piece of proof that shows he was right. At first glance, a cover-up failed because the wrong file was uploaded. But this was not luck. The judge's team was ready. They had experts waiting. They had motions prepared. They were waiting for this mistake. While Vance's team claimed victory, the judge waited for the truth to surface. I'm watching 3 things: Monday's ruling, witness 14's next public move, and whether anyone on Vance's team resigns before Friday. This story is not over. But here is what I know. They tried to hide this recording. They tried to destroy a judge with a paid witness. They thought no one would read page 46. They thought the metadata was safe. They were wrong. Subscribe for the full picture, not just headlines. When documents drop, I explain them. The 114-point allegation is collapsing. The judge's name is close to being cleared. And the people behind this are running out of places to hide. Tonight where we get answers. Toxin.